what we'll obviously discuss are the peripheral countries of Europe, what's going on. So talking specifically about Spain and Italy, because those are probably the two biggest issues that we see. Greece is kind of old news now. We know what's going on there, and frankly, Greece isn't as big of an issue as everyone makes it out to be. The issue is the potential contagion to Spain or to Italy. But what we've seen is efforts to shore up the Spanish banking system, and if that's done properly, then the whole Greece issue really isn't much of a story anymore. So we'll discuss Spain, Italy, what's going on there, and then we'll get into the implications that it has on currency. So talking about where the euro is, potential ways to play that, and what it means for U.S. corporations. Specifically, large multinational corporations that generate a lot of revenue in Europe are going to see a hit because of the weak euro when they put everything in terms of dollars. We'll also discuss the implications that it has on volatility for the market. So everything that's happening in Europe, the volatility that it creates, and the risk-on, risk-off kind of trade that we've had. So if you look at the beginning of this year, nobody cared about Europe. It was all about corporate earnings. Then all of a sudden you get into the second quarter, late second quarter, now it's all about Europe and U.S. debt issues and all that again. And so the question becomes, at what point in time, if at all, do we start focusing on earnings again? And obviously at some point in time we will, but it's just a matter of when. Europe as a whole is actually the largest economy in the world. It's actually bigger than the United States. The U.S. is the largest economy, single country economy in the world, but Europe as a whole is still larger than the U.S. We've got significant banking ties as well. So you've got the trade aspect with, as a group, the largest economy in the world. Then you've got significant banking ties there, and that's one of the biggest issues, is the potential contagion that you have if you have major defaults and issues throughout Europe, the potential impact that it has on the U.S. financial institutions. We know that the euro is weak, and that's a good thing for Germany. It's not as good for Italy and Spain. So what we really watch actually is the political climate in Germany, because ultimately Germany, France, and some of the other countries are the ones that really have to step up to shore up Italy and Spain. Portugal, Ireland seems to be getting their act together, and Greece is just a disaster. But so the political climate is huge, and that's something that we really watch, because if Angela Merkel ultimately gets ousted at some point in time, like we saw with Sarkozy in France, then you do potentially start running into some issues.